Hi, this is Yogesh. In this lecture, we will talk about a data management technique. So we will start with the view data and ViewBag. We will also see the difference between view data and ViewBag. Let's say I'm into one situation in that if I want to pass a data from controller to view, then here we have a two choice. The first one is view data and the second one is ViewBag. View data is used to pass the data from controller to view. The same case with the ViewBag, it is also pass your data from controller to view. View data, it is a dictionary object which is derived from view data dictionary class, and ViewBag, it is a wrapper around the view data which is introduced in MVC4. So let's see how we can pass the data from controller to view using a view data object as well as a ViewBag. In step 1, create one list of type tests which holding these three objects. There is object 1, 2 and 3. These three objects to add in our list, that is a lst1, and then finally I am assigning this list into a view data object. So this is my first step to store my data inside the view data object. The second step, you can see we have created one CHTML, that is the view data sample.chtml, and here I use the for each loop to retrieve that data from the view data object, and one by one we'll just show this. So if you observe over here, we used a typecasting. Okay, basically view data is not aware about what type of data it is hold, so that's why here we require a typecasting. So if you compare with the ViewBag, so the exactly we are following the same step. We are creating the list of type test, we adding that record into lst1 object, we assign this lst1 inside the ViewBag object. You can see the name of the object is test, is your dynamic property, and in a second step we use the for each loop to retrieve the data from the ViewBag.test. We are not using any typecasting because ViewBag is aware about what kind of data it is holding. So right now this ViewBag object holding a list of type test. So that is the basic difference between the ViewBag and view data. So view data require the casting, but ViewBag, it is a dynamic property, so it is not require the casting. Let's start with the practical. Let's add one controller. Add new controller. We will give the name of a controller is DataManagement. So here I'm going to introduce two actions. The first action name is view data sample and the second action name is ViewBag sample. Introduce one model inside the model folder. So here I'm going to add one class called test. So this test class contains two public property. The first one is ID and the second one is a name. Okay, let's create one list of type test. So let's resolve this test class. It is under using my first MVC app.models, and here let's make some objects. It's a test obj1 is equal to new test, which holding this data ID is equal to 1 and a name is equal to yp. So same way we have creating these two more objects, that's a obj2 and obj3. Let's change the data as well to 3. Makes this name is a kp and jp. Okay, so we have these three objects. Let's add these objects into this list lst1 dot add say obj1. Let's copy paste this. So finally we have this list of type test which contains these three objects. So let's say I want to pass this list of type test to my view. So here let's give the view data key name is test, and inside that assign this lsd1. Same way we can just copy paste this code and we'll just put it over here. So instead of creating a view data, we'll just create a ViewBag object. Let's create a view for view data sample. Say add view. Same way, create a view for a ViewBag sample. So you can see there are two view get created under the data management folder. So remember, we have already assigned our data inside the view data as well as the ViewBag object. So now it's time to render this data inside my CHTML page. So we'll start with a view data sample first. So let's make a table. Inside this table we have a tr, then the td. I'll just give the first column name is id and the second column name is name. Let's create another td. So this is my header part, and then using a razor engine I'm just iterate to my view data object. So let's create another tr block. So before that we have to use our for each loop. Let's take a view data object over here. So here remember, this view data doesn't aware about what kind of data is added inside it. So here we require a typecasting. So you know that view data of test holding a list of type tests. So let's do the typecasting over here. I'm not able to find out this test class over here because the namespace is not resolved yet. So let's resolve the namespace using it is under this namespace. So let's copy this namespace and resolve this. So you can see this list of type test class, it is used for typecasting. Again let's create another tr, td, td. So in the first column I'm going to display our first column name, there is a v dot. Now why I'm not getting this v? Because we have to use the address sign v dot id, and the same case v dot name. Let's run this view data sample.chtml. So you can see we have id name as a header, and this is data is under view data object. The same thing we can do for ViewBag. Now you can see instead of view data I'll just put a ViewBag dot test. So here ViewBag is a dynamic property, it doesn't require a casting. So let's run this ViewBag sample. So we'll get the same result over here, you can see. Okay, so in this lecture we have seen the data management technique. So inside the data management technique we have seen the use of the view data and ViewBag, then how the ViewBag and view data is useful to transfer the data from controller to view, and we have also seen what is the difference between ViewBag and view data.
Thank you for watching.